AI isn't on its way. It's already here, being used by our students and our staff. It's completely embedded in our communities, whether we want it to be or not. But more concerningly, it's being used by people who haven't been taught how to use it. And that's the challenge. If we as educators don't teach our students and our communities how to use artificial intelligence, then they're going to teach themselves. And that's extremely concerning. A recent MIT study showed that when people over-rely on AI for cognitive tasks, they risk handing off their thinking entirely. This weakens their critical thinking over time. So the question isn't, should we use AI? Instead, the question is, how can we use it productively? But before we talk about how to use AI productively, we have to address the elephant in the room, which is why it's hard to convince teachers to use it in the first place. There are real and legitimate concerns about whether we should even integrate AI into the classroom in the first place. And it's not just fear-mongering. There are issues such as equity. Who gets access to these tools and who gets left behind? Bias. Are these systems amplifying existing injustices? Privacy. How is student data being used? The environmental impact. What's the cost of running these massive systems? And even productive struggle. If AI can give every answer instantly, what happens to persistence, grit, and learning from failure? And these aren't alarm bells. These are acts of care from concerned educators who want the best for their students and for their communities. And we have to listen to them. Listening is the foundation of building trust. And without trust, you're not going to get very far with any culture building in any school. AI is not good or bad. AI is good and bad. And it's only when we recognize this reality that we can start to maximize the benefits and minimize the harm as educators. But here's the unfortunate part. Most teachers haven't received any formal training on how to use AI responsibly, even though the technology is already in their classrooms. And here's the catch. Doing something as simple as including a student's name in a prompt can violate privacy laws such as FERPA, and it can quickly trigger costly lawsuits and cause people to lose their job. And here's the thing. Remaining passive doesn't protect us. Without clear guidance, teachers are going to be forced to improvise, and that is when mistakes happen. We don't need avoidance, we need leadership. Or, put another way, the water's rushing in. We can either stop the tide, or we can choose to teach our students how to swim. But here's some good news. Throughout history, educators have always been the ones to guide society through transitions. From calculators to computers, the internet to smartphones. We've never been just users of new tools. We've been the ones leading the ethically minded architects of how they're used productively. In fact, a recent global study by the OECD found that educators are among the most trusted professionals to lead responsible AI adoption. Not tech CEOs, not policymakers, educators. That trust gives us both a privilege, but also a duty to ensure that AI serves learning and not the other way around. And we have a path forward with integrating AI responsibly. It's called being intentional with our design and our instruction and our curriculum and our assessment to ensure that AI amplifies learning rather than replaces it. Imagine schools where students are consistently using AI to stress test their ideas, then further refining it through peer feedback and reflection. Or teachers using AI to analyze patterns in student writing, not to grade them, but to identify who needs deeper support. Or leaders who use AI to free up administrative time so they can focus more on people, not paperwork. In each of these cases, the human remains at the center. AI becomes a thinking partner rather than a thinking substitute. That's what meaningful AI integration looks like. The future isn't about replacing or resisting AI. It's about moving forward and redefining what learning looks like while relying on school leadership to act with intention, empathy, and purpose. We can help this generation and every generation after it because the water is rising and we can teach our students how to swim. I'm Luke with Groovy Education. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when we have future videos. And if you're interested in any professional development for your school, be sure to reach out by using the link in the description below. Thank you.